Hey there, tribe. What an incredible view this is. And actually, behind the camera, there is a spectacular bedroom from which you can experience all of this wind and sound and light going directly into the room with no glass. It is such a magnificent experience that I want to share with you because this is not a place that I should be, at least in my current financial economic level. The room costs $3,000 a night. I had to look it up last night because I was like, how much would it be if I wanted to bring my wife here? Which I definitely do. Yet she's on the other side of the world as I came here for a business mastermind and get together to look deeper into what it is that people are doing to be able to afford these kinds of villa living in Puerto Rico with this beautiful weather, with the Atlantic Ocean crashing its waves behind me. I'm trying to seed this experience into my subconscious like an affirmation that is realized because just for 2 nights, it'd be over $6,000. And more than having $6,000, which I do, I'm not comfortable spending that on myself for 2 nights without my wife or in a way that I can take something away just for my own comfort and leisure. It seems wrong, or there's a lot of guilt around that. I'm not comfortable spending money on myself, and maybe that's a limiting belief or some deep psychological uh, roots there. But to unlock deeper parts of what my potential is capable of, I know I need to bring those elements to the light and make sense of them. And coming to these kinds of masterminds has helped me to see how others that have achieved not just great astronomical financial success. I'm talking to the level of owning private jets and multiple villas that are in the tune of 17 to 40 million dollars. I've stepped foot into two villas worth 17 and 40 million dollars. I've sat on the private jet that I'll be flying out of in like 2.5 hours from now, which again, I wouldn't be able to afford $7,000 an hour on that private jet, not because I don't have the money, but because I don't have the mentality right now. And I'm not saying that I should go and spend money to try to create that abundance, but I know that this is how I would like to live, in the sense of not restricting all of the menu of life by the budget that I have. It's like going to a restaurant and only ordering based off of, as they say, the right side of the menu, which has all the prices. So I know what that's like. I know what's like, what can I afford that is within my taste, as opposed to the menus where you're so comfortable that you don't even need to look at the price, or some restaurants that don't even have the price listed because the caliber of people that go and dine at those places. And more than it is about just making money to be able to live like that, what if we could create a lifestyle that allows us to live like that? Living like that is easier than it's ever been, because now it's no longer about the hard work of starting up a physical brick and mortar business that you need the local employees and local customers. It's not even about starting an online merchant service or anything like that. It can be as simple as sharing our journey and creating content in a authentic way, in a creative way. And the more we do it, the more we will start to see windows. I'm sitting here as I'm getting ready to check out because of the inspiration of my wife to post about my life. As much as I'm a public story of sharing in my private life, or I try to be quite reserved and introverted, if you will say that. I think right now some of the guys that are here are having like their final breakfast and whatnot. But I just wanted to talk to you and capture this in my own memories, my own experience, and remember the details of this so I can create a magnetism for my subconscious to bring me back to such beautiful places around the world with my wife, so that I can actually truly enjoy it, knowing that my life partner is here. I remember the first time that I stepped foot into the Burj Khalifa, at a time where I was really struggling. I was staying at an Airbnb in, I think, Sports City in Dubai, which is like a very far off place. And it was an Airbnb that I had me and several of my staff living there, like videographer, editors, graphic designers, me and like 3 or 4 other guys. And from there, and we were like eating ramen noodles, peanut butter sandwiches, and oatmeals. Through a friend in the US, I got connected to a guy who lives in the Burj Khalifa, and then he set up a meeting for us to get acquainted and see if we could do something useful for each other. And it was such an intimidating experience to go to a place where the elites lived. And I remember just trying to take it all in. And people were casually sitting there and sipping their tea and dining and having conversations and meetings and things. And I was just astonished by how normal it was for them and how out of place I felt. I remember a thought that I had, which is I want to bring my mom here. And within like 2 years, I actually moved into the Burj Khalifa, 11th floor Armani side, with this spectacular view of the Dubai fountain. And actually, even before that, a company paid for me to stay there because I was going to be speaking for them. And so that's when I brought my mom as my plus one with me. And then later on, I also got to a point where I could actually move into there $15,000 a month, if you're wondering. I say all of that to say this here seems out of place for me. $7,000 an hour on a private jet from Miami to Puerto Rico. That was like 2.5 hours. So about like, let's just say 25 grand there and 3 grand a night here. And not to mention all the other amenities that's available here, from the rich guys sports golf to great world-class massages to beach stuff to who knows whatever else that haven't explored. I want this to also become something that I'm comfortable with. And it's by touching our dreams, touching the lifestyle that we want. Even if we can't afford it right now, when we get these invitations, I could have said no. It was like a 26-hour journey from Bangladesh through Qatar to Miami, and then Miami to here, and not to mention like 9, 10 days away from my home, my cats, my gym, my wife. But I said yes because I want to build a better life for them, including the cats. Which, by the way, one of my cats is having kittens, I heard my wife tell me. So I'm excited to get back to them. I mean, these are the little joys of my life that I want to hold on to, getting excited about those things. I love my little life, and I want to create a financial wall and peace around them. And I'm sure all of us do. What does it take? I think more than the opportunities that we find, it is about the mentality we bring to those opportunities. Yes, there's going to be risks in everything we do, whether it's opening up a restaurant, whether it's buying real estate properties, whether it is starting an online venture. But the upside is so limitless that I've had stories of people I know that were down on their luck and have made millions from their sheer hunger and desire to build or get themselves out of those dark situations. Last night at dinner, someone was saying they started a business with $3,000 and now it's making them millions. So it's incredible what we can achieve. By the way, the caliber of people that actually live on the residential side of this, what is this place? I don't even know the name of it. Marlow Beach, I think, are people like Logan Paul, Jake Paul, Bad Bunny, and I think the second largest Ethereum holder, and so many other extremely wealthy people that are either private or have a second, third mansion in this mega resort. So it is just insane that I'm here. I shook hands with someone yesterday who sits in private jets with some of these celebrities. I know that from their Instagram, and I know the caliber of person that they are, and the people we see as these large influencers and whatnot, I'm like a degree away from, a connection with them, or at least in that kind of circle where I wonder what it is that they talk about, how they move their money, all of the things that I want to figure out so that I can see how they're tapping into their own abundance and try to figure out my own path. I'm extremely grateful to be here. It has given me a lot to shoot for, a lot to experience with someone that I love, and I'm grateful to take this back in my subconscious in the form of videos that I can remember and make this into a manifested reality. With that, let's enjoy these final scenes before I get burnt in the Puerto Rican sun. I will catch you guys around the world. Peace.